Live from downtown Detroit, Local 4 News at 5 starts now.
We've got a few thunderstorms out there this evening, but a whole lot more coming tomorrow, and the timing couldn't be worse.
But we'll begin with a story developing right now. A dispute between neighbors ends with gunfire. Wait till you hear what sparked the whole mess in the first place.
That dispute was all over a fence being built and precisely whose property it was on.
Jermont Terry live where it happened on McKinstry Street in southwest Detroit. Jermont.
Yeah, Devin, the victim lives here, and you can see that this is the wooden fence that he was in the process of building. If you take a few steps with me, I want to show you the backyard. You can see that he's been building this wooden fence for quite some time, but today, the man who lives right next door snapped because all of a sudden, he stepped onto this porch, and the next thing the victim and his father knew, that the guy was pointing a gun and screaming at them. Now, before they could figure out exactly what the problem was, that neighbor fired one shot, hitting the victim in his thigh. To make matters worse, several children witnessed this shooting, including the victim's 3-year-old daughter who sat on her front porch.
He shot him in front of his kids that were outside, neighbors' kids that were outside, and like he didn't care. Very, very scary. And I feel really bad for my neighbor. I hope that he's going to be okay.
Now, witnesses tell me, get this, after the man shot him from the porch, he apparently came out and offered a wet towel to the victim, offering an apology, but apparently that was obviously too little too late. Police arrested him on this porch without incident. We're told the victim was alert when he was taken away and should be okay and will survive from all this. But many people in this neighborhood just can't believe that a wooden fence would lead to an incident like this. Reporting live on the city's southwest side, Jermont Terry, Local 4.
Well, Jermont, was this an ongoing thing, or did this just start today over the fence?
Well, apparently several neighbors had some issues with the guy who lives in this house. Devin, if you take a look, the neighbor to the left already built a similar fence, and so maybe this guy, according to the neighbors, was just upset that he was being fenced in all around. But again, it's a fence that they've been building for quite some months.
Yeah. All right, Jermont.
New information right now in the Nassar case. The former gymnastics doctor won't be headed to trial. Instead, he's pleading guilty to just part of the charges he's facing. We hinted at it yesterday, and today he did it. Dr. Larry Nassar pled guilty to child porn charges today in a federal courtroom in Grand Rapids.
Let's get to Rod Maloney, who is live. And Rod, lawyers for the victims in the case are not happy with this plea deal.
Right. Many of them are saying, look, we want certitude. We want to know that Larry Nassar is going to be off the streets and not able to touch women or children for the rest of his life. But as it stands right now with this plea deal, he has the shot, at least, of getting out of jail sometime before he dies. 53-year-old Larry Nassar, the former nationally renowned doctor helping extend Olympic-level female gymnasts' careers, will go to jail. The question, though, tonight, is for how long? Today, he pleaded guilty to 3 counts of obtaining, possessing, and trying to destroy some 37,000 child porn images. But in striking that deal, Nassar escapes trial on charges he sexually molested 4 young girls in the swimming pool behind his house. Apparently, images of those incidents were on the hard drives that he tried to destroy in the days before his arrest. And while Nassar admits to the child porn, he disputes molesting the 4 girls. Nassar's attorney said, though, that he would agree to the charges being considered by the judge in sentencing. Not good enough, though, says Stephen Drew, attorney for dozens of women civilly suing Nassar for allegedly molesting them during medical exams.
This plea agreement decides not to prosecute the more serious charges that carry 15 years to life. So you have 2, 3 20-year charges, whether it will be consecutive or not.
Right now, the minimum jail time is 5 years for Nassar.
But they want to make sure in coming forward, and this is not easy for them, that he does not get out of jail or prison and be able to do this again, supervised or not. They're very concerned about that.
Now, November 27th has been set as the sentencing date for Larry Nassar in the child porn cases, but he still has 3 other criminal cases against him. His attorney said after court today that they intend to take those to trial. Reporting live, Rod Maloney. Karen, back to you.
All right, thank you, Rod. A tragic discovery in Huron Township as an Ohio police chief is found dead. The chief from Waldridge, Ohio, near Toledo, was found in the area of King and Inkster Roads earlier this afternoon. Huron Township police believe his death was a result of self-inflicted injuries. Local 4 is not naming the chief out of respect to the family.
Quite the bombshell today from Donald Trump Jr. Using his father's favorite megaphone, Twitter. The president's son released the emails surrounding a meeting he had last year with a Russian attorney regarding his father's campaign. Well, now those emails are raising even more questions. Blaine Alexander following the story at the Capitol. Blaine?
Well, Devin, Donald Trump Jr. released that thread of about 15 emails to underscore his point that he has done nothing wrong. But critics say that it actually did the opposite, instead showing that the campaign was open to working with the Russian government. In his own words, Donald Trump Jr. revealing the emails that led up to last year's meeting with an attorney said to have Russian government ties and dirt on Hillary Clinton. Today, for the first time, President Trump addressing the story through a spokesperson.
My son is a high quality person, and I applaud his transparency.
In what he called an act of transparency, Trump Jr. today tweeting the email chain, revealing that he knew the Russian government was interested in helping the Trump campaign, and Trump Jr. welcomed it. One email from the person who arranged that meeting. This is obviously very high level and sensitive information, the email reads, but is part of Russia and its government's support for Mr. Trump. To which Trump Jr. responded, "If it's what you say, I love it."
This should have set off alarm bells and red lights, and instead what it seemed to do is it activated their salivary glands.
In an exclusive interview with NBC News, that attorney denied any ties to the Kremlin.
Do you have connections to the Russian government?
No. But on Capitol Hill, even among Republicans, growing calls for the president's son to explain.
This is a serious situation and one that is a long way from over.
President Trump's personal attorney said the president himself did not know about this meeting and only found out about it a few days ago. And today, the office of the vice president said that he, too, was unaware of that meeting, noting that it happened before Vice President Pence even joined the campaign. In Washington, Blaine Alexander, Local 4.
All right, Blaine, one more note. Although he has not been called to testify before Congress about those emails just yet, Donald Trump Jr. says he would be happy to do so.
Over here with Ben now, and we saw a quick storm move through earlier today, and it might have been small, but it was strong. A viewer over in Troy said they actually had to pull over because the rain came down so hard.
Yeah, the downpour's pretty intense, not severe, didn't cause any damage, but definitely slowed folks down. Tomorrow's going to be a different story because the severe threat is going to be here. And let's take a look at 4 Live radar. Everything that we were looking at as far as thunderstorms go this afternoon is pretty much out of here. The last of that to pretty much dry up there in Macomb County. Tomorrow morning, this is going to be the first of 2 rounds that move through. This is 7 a.m., so the morning commute's going to be slow going. It looks like these storms will not be severe to start, but once we get into the evening and even overnight into Thursday morning, that's when we really are expecting our storm threat. And really, it's all of them as far as damaging winds, possibility of large hail, could be some isolated flooding, and an isolated tornado is not out of the question either. Right now, location is completely area wide. It's really going to be dependent on where some of these thunderstorms start to fall apart from that morning round. We'll talk more about that and when the storm threat will finally come to an end coming up, guys.
All right, Ben. You know, the term VIP actually originated in the military, and today some critically important VIPs were at Selfridge to get a tour.
Yes, they were checking out the base to see if it could be the right fit for the Air Force's most high-tech new weapon.
A Lockheed Martin F-35 fighter jet currently in testing, set to be deployed to bases soon, and officials at Selfridge and around the region want those fighters to be stationed here.
Jason Goldthorpe live near the base tonight. Jason, this isn't just about fighter jets.
No, it's not. But this is so huge for the base. Number one, it would keep the base off those lists that come out of bases that could potentially close for the next 3 decades, but also for another reason. I'm standing on a commercial property across the street from the base, and if this goes through, signs like this could be coming down.
Well, the F-35 is the newest fighter being built for the United States Air Force. It basically takes our military capability to an entirely new level.
And it could soon be built at Selfridge Air National Guard Base, a move that would infuse $850 million annually to the base and cement its status for the next 35 years.
This is going to be an incredible advantage to job creation here in Macomb County.
Executive Mark Hackel says landing this deal would be a huge economic advantage for Macomb County to attract more business.
The moment this decision is made is so important to us strategically from an economic perspective, because outside the gates, we know we are the economic advantage. There's no question about it. We are going to start capturing those companies and saying, listen, you know they're coming, so let us help you find a location where you want to bring your facilities here to Southeast Michigan.
While Hackel and Brigadier General John Slocum are confident the decision may not come down to just the readiness of Selfridge.
It's easy to show off all the wonderful men and women facilities and what we can do here at Selfridge. But it's a decision being made in Washington, D.C., so it's anybody's real guess what goes into that.
Politics will certainly play a role in this decision, but local leaders are confident in Michigan's congressional delegation to get the deal done.
There is no question, all things being equal, they're not. Macomb County, Michigan is the site that should be selected as the #1 site.
And there actually will be 2 bases selected for this, so Selfridge doesn't have to finish #1. #2 would accomplish the same thing. The other 4 areas, other 4 spots are in Florida, Alabama, Idaho, and Wisconsin. The decision originally was going to come August 18th, which would have been great because they're celebrating their big 100-year anniversary here on the 19th and 20th, but it's looking more like this won't go down until the fall is when we'll know. Back to you.
As far as actually evaluating all the bases, when will that be done?
Actually, this is the last one. This was the last stop, and that was strategic on the general's part here at Selfridge. He wanted them to be toured last so they would have their lasting impression on their minds when they go back to Washington. Make this decision. We'll see how it turns out.
All right, a good sales pitch there. All right, thank you, Jason. Thinking.
Big one, yep. We were just getting started here at 5, and we've got a lot more to come here over these 90 minutes of news.
Including a renter's fight to get a dangerous hazard out of his house.
Also, Governor Snyder signs a new bill into law concerning a scandal that's rocked the Metro Detroit religious community. More on that ahead. Coco?
80 Detroit families got great news today.
Who's leaving here with a deed to their house today?
We'll tell you more about the announcement today from the Detroit Land Bank.
An online sale goes wrong here at the parking lot at Dave & Buster's. $30,000 worth of diamonds go missing, but a key piece of evidence helped detectives solve this pretty quickly. I'll tell you what that is.
New at 6.
Forced out of their homes by raw sewage.
Last night, it smelled awful.
What caused the mess that brought crews in full protective gear to Farmington Hills?
Also, why kilograms don't do justice in measuring the amount of illegal drugs found inside one of these apartments in Oakland County. That's at 6.
When it comes to dumb criminals, the one suspected of pulling off this crime rises towards the top of the list.
A little complicated, involving the theft of these diamonds, a gun, and an online ad. And as Nick Monticelli reports, you'll probably never guess how detectives were able to track the guy down.
Well, this is a Utica case, but the detective wants to thank the MDOC and Redford Township because it went all over there. But it started here in the parking lot in Dave & Buster's when one guy posted an online ad to sell a bag worth of about $30,000 worth of diamonds.
Originally, it appeared that somebody had broken into the Jareds, is how I understood the call to be coming out.
Utica Detective Greg Morabito will tell you what cops are told and what really happened are sometimes 2 different things. In this case, 2 weeks ago, a man posted an online ad selling $30,000 worth of diamonds. The rings, necklaces, and more you see in these evidence photos. The seller and the buyer met in the parking lot at Dave & Buster's. The buyer asked for more time to get money, but when the 2 parted ways, the buyer followed the seller, who parked outside Jared's Jewelers and went in. So the buyer, who is 27-year-old Mike Thornton, then smashed the back window of this SUV and grabbed the bag of jewelry, which also had a gun inside. Here's where the dumb criminal part comes in. The diamond seller knew who Thornton was, and when Detective Morabito made the same ID, he realized Thornton was on parole, on a GPS tether. He called MDOC. They easily found him at his house in Redford Township. Police there helped too when they all kicked down the door.
By the time we had made the arrest, the transaction had happened in another city in Pontiac.
Not to worry, though. Tracking his movements helped them recover those diamonds from a pawn shop in Pontiac. In all, the whole thing took just a few hours, and now Mike Thornton has been charged with larceny over $20,000 and larceny of a gun. Because of his criminal history, he will spend many years in prison.
There's definitely gratification when you can get somebody's property back or when you can solve a crime. I think that's what keeps, a guy like me going.
In Utica, Nick Monticelli, Local 4.
Yeah, speaking of Thornton's rap sheet, it includes felony larceny, vehicle theft, assaulting and resisting a police officer, and retail fraud. Well, hundreds of children escaped the heat by racing around and wallowing in a giant mud pit.
It always looks fun, right?
Until it's time to clean it up.
Exactly. Today marked the 30th year Wayne County Parks has hosted Mud Day, and this year did not disappoint. The one day of the year parents give their children permission to get messy in mud. It was held at the Nankin Mills area of Hines Park, and don't worry, the Western Wayne Hazmat team was on site to rinse children off at the end of the event, because you do not want them in your bathtub at home.
And Karen and I both begged the producers to send you to Mud Day to let you do the forecast from the middle of the mud, Ben Bailey, and it just didn't
How'd you get
work
out of that?
I know.
They probably thought the better of that.
Oh, no, it would have been awesome.
He's got some friends in management or something.
You would have paid the dry cleaning bill, maybe.
Oh.
Totally. We can
All right.
crowdsource that.
We can totally do that.
GoFundMe.
Save this for next year.
Yeah.
We've actually had a lot of work to do in the Weather Center today because we've got a pretty big severe threat that's coming tomorrow night, and you can see it encompasses a good chunk of the southern half of the state. All that yellow shading there, that's a slight risk for severe weather. The word doesn't do it justice because it's really category 2 of 5. And anytime you see that yellow color, even though it says slight, there's a good shot that we're going to see severe weather. And it looks like that time frame is really going to be focused in the late evening and into the overnight hours. We talked about at the top of the broadcast, that's not good timing for a lot of folks who are going to be in bed during those hours. Outside, you can almost see the humidity. The air temperature's at 87. The heat index is at 94, and you're probably doing a double take thinking that can't be right. Why is that so far away from the air temperature? Here's why. The dew point is at 73. Those are numbers we usually only see in South Florida down towards the Gulf of Mexico. 74, that dew point right now in Monroe. Incredibly humid air, especially in our south zone and parts of our metro zone right now. And we're going to keep that humidity around through the day tomorrow, and that's one of the ingredients that's going to be leading to these thunderstorm chances. The stuff that was out there this afternoon, just garden variety thunderstorms, no severe weather, but definitely had some downpours, and we talked about how that was making a mess of things for drivers. And a little bit more activity to the south. We will be watching out here to the west for that morning line of thunderstorms. And oh, by the way, if you notice on our maps, if these clouds look a little bit better, we're finally getting the new data in from the NOAA GOES-16 satellite. So we're getting higher resolution satellite data, and it's coming in more often. So hopefully you'll be able to notice that during our weathercast over the next several days. Here's what we're looking at tonight. That line of thunderstorms will be arriving just about daybreak tomorrow, 7 a.m. We'll start seeing that on our western periphery. I don't think that this line's going to be severe. Nevertheless, the timing's not good because it's during the morning commute. And then we could be seeing a pop-up thunderstorm here and there, but really we're focused on this time frame from about 9 p.m. tomorrow night through about 3 a.m. on Thursday morning as a cold front arrives. That's when the strongest storms are expected to be here. Everything should be dried out by 4 a.m. But in addition to the severe threat, we're also looking at rainfall potential that could be upwards of 2 inches in some spots, depending on where those thunderstorms set up. So everything is in play tomorrow night. 70 degrees for the overnight low with a southwest wind that is light, and we're expecting high temperatures for the next several days to be on the warm side. We're looking at those numbers in the upper 80s in our metro zone. South zone temperatures are going to be in the upper 80s to near 90. Pretty much same goes on our west zone and north of M59. We'll see those numbers in the 80s as well. 7-day forecast. It'll take us into next week. Dries out once we get the thunderstorms out of here on Thursday. So a lot to watch tomorrow.
Yeah, stay with us through all of that. All right, Ben. There could be a huge change on the way for visitors to Michigan State Parks. Ahead at 5, what you soon won't be able to bring with you on your next trip.
But first, brand new information in the disappearance of 4 men from a wealthy Pennsylvania suburb. Why police believe they're connected and foul play is definitely involved. That's next. Four young men in Pennsylvania: Mark, 22 years old, Tom, 21, Dean, 18, and Jimmy, 19 years old. All of them vanished without a trace. And as search efforts to find the men continue this evening, police suspect foul play. Right now, investigators are searching a wooded area north of Philadelphia. Police have arrested 20-year-old Cosmo DiNardo. That's the owner of that property on unrelated charges, but have not officially named him as a suspect. Meanwhile, police scour DiNardo's property for any clues.
The U.S. Marshals, the FBI, police forces all across the county and other counties have now taken part in this. We're going through it with the equivalent of a fine-tooth comb.
Now an agonizing wait for friends and family looking for answers and hoping for the safe return of the missing men.
Across Michigan tonight, if you build a fire at a state park next year, the rules likely are going to be a little stricter when it comes to what wood you'll be allowed to set ablaze. Park officials are working on new proposed firewood restrictions for state parks and DNR managed public lands. For 2018, the reason for the new rules: certain firewoods have been linked to the spread of tree-killing diseases. If the rules are changed, campers would have to buy their firewood bundles in that particular park or bring in a special kind of wood that has been certified.
New at 5:30.
Mold, toxins, this rental property is a big danger, and the people living inside got sick. Now Help Me Hank investigates, and we are searching for answers. New tonight.
A desperate plea for help.
He didn't deserve to die like this. I just want justice for my brother.
A Detroit family turning to Crime Stoppers for help in solving the murder of DeVell Browning.
Dozens of Detroit families are now homeowners after participating in the Detroit Land Bank buyback program. We'll introduce you to some of those families coming up.
Next, we'll.
From foreclosure to the joys of being a homeowner. Today, 80 new people graduate from a very cool program in the city of Detroit. Good evening. Today, those 80 people got to feel what it's like to live out part of the American dream.
That would be getting the deeds to their own home, but it's how they got there that's even more interesting. The Detroit Land Bank's buyback program allows occupants of Land Bank-owned homes to purchase the property they're living in. It takes dedication, though. It takes a lot of work. Coco McAvoy has a look at how it all pays off.
The Owens family now owns this home on Detroit's east side. They're celebrating, and so are dozens of other families today.
Congratulations.
This is the day the families have been waiting for.
I'm so happy I don't know what to say.
Carmina and Floyd Owens felt the same way after getting their deed.
And we love our house. We really do. Thank you.
This house on Mapleview with the white picket fence is now theirs.
I'm just so happy God has blessed me and my husband and our family to make it to where we at now.
2 years ago, they started living here as tenants under a bad landlord who claimed to own the house.
The guy tried to play us. We was paying rent like 2 months, and he did not own his property.
The Detroit Land Bank did, though, so they went through the year-long process to buy it back from them.
Me and my husband worked so hard to get to this point.
The Owens are constantly updating their house.
New furnace, new hot water tank, new everything. Toilet stool, new tub, new sinks.
They also take care of the neighborhood.
I done boarded up every house on this block. I keep every house grass cut from here all the way to the corner.
Their hope is that the vacant houses next to them will be torn down so they can buy that property too.
And we want to keep our community together.
The Owens will keep working towards that goal and are just happy to be able to stand on their property and say,
"It's mine." It's just so amazing. God has been nothing but good.
Such a great family, and the director of the Detroit Land Bank says they have more than 500 people currently enrolled in the program, and they say more people continue to join it each month. Back to you.
There are certain things that it takes to participate in that program, though, Coco.
Yes, there's some work that goes into it. First, you have to go through homeowners counseling, then you have to pay a $1,000 flat rate purchase the property, and then after that you have to set up a savings account to be able to pay the property taxes. But as you see from the Owens family, it is definitely worth it.
Sure is. What a great shot. All right, Coco. Well, tonight a daughter is desperately hoping her father's killer will be brought to justice.
DeVell Browning Sr. was known to friends as Big Vel. The 55-year-old was murdered last month on Detroit's west side, and since then leads in the case have dried up. Priya Mann is following this for us tonight. Priya?
And DeVell Browning's son was the one who discovered his father's body. He's the one who called his mom with the devastating news. And tonight, this family is hoping someone watches their story and does the right thing.
And if anybody got any information, please, please let the family know, because we need justice.
A desperate plea for information. The family of DeVell Browning turning to Crime Stoppers for help. The 55-year-old father was killed almost 3 weeks ago.
For me, my father was the greatest thing, and I don't understand why anybody would want to hurt him and take him away from us.
He was lovingly known as Big Val. He was killed around 11:30 in the evening on June 21st near Montgomery and Dexter in Detroit.
Somewhere in between him leaving our friend's house and, the store, someone murdered my father in cold blood.
His son discovered his body the next morning.
And he was holding his father. And he said, "Mama, Daddy's dead."
It destroyed my world. Like, I fell on the floor. It was one of the worst experiences of my life.
The family says DeVell would have been an easy target. He recently had a full hip replacement and needed a cane to walk. Anyone with information is asked to call Detroit Police or Crime Stoppers.
I don't think I ever get over this. But I just want justice for my brother, because he didn't deserve to die like this.
And Crime Stoppers is offering a $2,500 reward for information that leads to an arrest. And of course, if you call Crime Stoppers, you will remain anonymous. Reporting live, I'm Priya Mann, Local 4.
All right, thank you, Priya. Michigan outlaws female genital mutilation. As of today, the crime is a 15-year felony.
Came as a surprise to many that it wasn't already on the books, but Governor Snyder signed 13 bills that now stiffen the penalties for offenders while providing additional support to victims. The implementation of the bill stems out of the Livonia case, in which 3 people are facing federal charges for performing that kind of procedure here. Scary night in parts of Indiana with reports of tornadoes and funnel clouds.
And many of those twisters were actually caught on camera. Ben joins us now. How serious were they?
Well, the storm's definitely intense, but fortunately nobody was injured in that mess. Now, that being said, you have to be impressed by some of these funnel clouds and the fact that a lot of these were caught on video. You can see the sky sort of fading to gray for miles and miles around as storms and high winds moved in. Residents were advised to take shelter last night as 6 different tornadoes reportedly touched down. Fortunately, that system has moved on, but when you look at the radar, it doesn't look all that impressive just from what we normally show you. Of course, we repeat this all the time. What you're looking at on the radar is rain. It's not necessarily winds, but when you start looking at the storm reports, that's where all the tornadoes were reported. They're still out doing surveys. It looks like about an EF1 were the ratings on these tornadoes, but still enough to scare a lot of folks across northern Indiana. And of course, we're going to be looking tomorrow night at our chance for severe weather here in southern Michigan.
Spring-like weather in summer. All right, Ben.
Thank you, Ben.
Well, military officials are sifting through the wreckage tonight in hopes of finding out why a Marine cargo plane went down, killing all 16 people on board. Debris and fuel were left scattered for miles Monday after the plane crashed into a soybean field 85 miles north of Jackson, Mississippi. The plane was on a mission to transport equipment, including weapons, from North Carolina to California when something went wrong. We're not sure yet what it was, but nearby residents are being asked to steer clear of the crash site so that investigators can continue to look for clues.
There will be taking statements from air traffic control and any witnesses on the ground that may be able to contribute something to what happened.
The 16 on board who all perished, 15 were Marines, 1 a Navy corpsman.
In good health tonight, Lyme disease is the most common disease spread by ticks in the United States, and the risk is spreading right here in Michigan as the black-legged tick moves into more suburban neighborhoods. Experts say when it comes to Lyme disease, detecting it sooner is far better than later. This is the tick that can carry the bacteria that causes Lyme disease. When Lyme disease is detected early, it's generally easy to treat with antibiotics.
The most commonly used one is still doxycycline, which is from the tetracycline class. Very effective, very simple, and generally quite easy to take.
Dr. Alan Tagey of the Cleveland Clinic says spotting symptoms early is critical to start treatment quickly. But that's not always easy. Step 1 is knowing you've potentially been exposed. Check your body for ticks after spending time outdoors.
Ticks must be attached for at least 24 hours to transmit Lyme disease. The classic symptom of early Lyme disease is a red bullseye rash, but some people never develop the rash. Other early symptoms can include fever, chills, fatigue, body aches, or headache symptoms, easily mistaken for something else if you never saw a tick. Left untreated, Lyme disease can cause neurological problems, chronic fatigue, joint pain, and numbness or weakness in your limbs.
You can end up with things like a Bell's palsy, where you have partial paralysis of a facial muscle because of involvement of the facial nerve. You can develop an arthritis. There may be some forms where people have some impairment of concentration.
Now, we have created a special web page with important resources about ticks in Michigan, including a demonstration of the safest way to remove a tick. You can find it all on clickondetroit.com/ticks. Well, an exhilarating day for members of the Detroit Symphony Orchestra, to say the least.
Today, the musicians embark on an 11-concert tour of Japan and China. Here they are leaving out of Detroit Metro. We caught up with one of the musicians getting ready for the trip.
This is the first international tour I've ever done with the orchestra. It feels great. I'm so excited that it's not only great for the orchestra, but it's great for the city of Detroit. And I'm really proud of where I live, and I'm really excited to show that pride in Asia.
Absolutely right. And right now, the more than 100 musicians, stage crew, and staff members are on board a Delta flight heading to Tokyo. That's about 100 Detroit ambassadors on their way. That's great.
Oh, that is awesome.
The biggest bounce house in the world is coming to the west side of the state.
The Big Bounce America that you see right here is 10,000 square feet. We'll be at the Berlin Raceway over in just west of Grand Rapids. The event kicks off on Friday, July 28th, and will run until Sunday, the 30th. Tickets run from $15 to $30, and that gets you 90 minutes of bouncing. Look at that. 90
minutes. An hour and a half in there might be a
You know how hot and sweaty you'd be, but the kids would be tired?
Do the elephant ear afterwards.
Exactly.
That would be my advice. They didn't mean to do it, but it ended up saving the lives of a mother and a daughter.
New at 5:30, how this Amazon Echo right there played a critical role in getting the pair help they so desperately needed.
This suburban rental property, a big danger. Take a look. This vanity pulled out from the bathroom, covered in mold. The tenant's sick. You may be surprised to see how the landlord handled this situation. We're live right after the break.